I am Eric Butz.
I'm Jim Butz.
And we're with SuicideFantasyFootball.com at our war room talking about third-year wide receivers. There's 6 of them, Jim, that I think really have a chance of having an impact this year. I
bet I have one you don't.
Okay, who?
My man, Devin Alphabet. I just told you. He's a third-year wide receiver.
Let's make him the number 6.
He's the number 6.
All right, so then we also got Michael Crabtree, Darius Hayward-Bay, our boy Gibson. I can't believe we just dumped him for Witherspoon. Brandon Gibson now looking good on the Rams. And then we've also got Kenny Britt and Deion Butler. Which of those guys you think bust, no chance of breaking out this year?
Hayward-Bay is a tie. Hayward-Bay and Deion Butler.
Well, Deion Butler's kind of banged up, so I'm going with Deion Butler too. I would say Kenny Britt has a chance of breaking out of jail, but that's about it because he's an idiot and he's going to make mistake after the mistakes he makes.
Kenny Britt already broke out, though. I mean, Kenny Britt was a viable option last year.
Dude, he broke out in one game against the Eagles. That's why you're saying he broke out.
He had a couple good games.
Yeah. But you can't say he broke out as a receiver in the NFL.
He was a 1,000-yard wide receiver, wasn't he? I mean,
nah, I don't think so.
1,000 yards is a breakout season.
Listen, he had 250 or something against the Eagles, it seemed like, but... Well, I think my guy who I'm calling for to have a breakout this year is Gibson. I think Brandon Gibson, I watched him in camp as a rookie. He's just got that it. I'm not saying he's going to be a Pro Bowl receiver, but I think he's going to break out, become the number 1 guy that Danny Amendola was there last year. But that's my guy who I think is going to put up 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns.
What?
Yep, 1,100 yards and
10 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Sam Bradford having a big year.
No way.
And he's going to be the guy catching a lot of his balls.
I don't care what you say. Catching balls. I don't care. There's no way.
Jim, that's why it's called going out on a limb. You do it all the time.
I know. Even if you add his preseason numbers in, he ain't catching 10 touchdowns for the year. No way.
Let's see.
Michael Crabtree is who the real breakout guy is going to be.
Way to go out on a limb, Jim.
I'm just... Listen, he didn't do that
Listen,
much.
In your defense, if I was you, I'd never go out on a limb either.
When you think about who's throwing the ball to him, I mean, that's a pretty big step. I mean, Alex Smith is kind of a bum, but, Sam Bradford, as I'm on painkillers right now, Sam Bradford is a much better quarterback than Alex Smith.
Definitely.
And, Troy Smith is the backup behind Alex Smith, so Michael Crabtree really doesn't have anybody reliable throwing the ball. But I still think he's going to have 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns tonight.
Almost as well as Gibson's going to do, Jim. Pretty good call.
Out of Washington State.
Daniel
Gibson.
Daniel Gibson. I love her, Brandon Gibson. You just called him Daniel Gibson.
I said Brandon Gibson.
I thought you called him Bobby.
No.
All right, that's what we think about the third-year receivers. Who do you think might break out this year in fantasy football, have an impact in their third year as a wide receiver in the NFL? Tell us, Jim, at SuicideFantasySports.com. Comment on Facebook at Suicide Fantasy Football. Check out the Suicide Fantasy Girls. Be back up. Facebook kind of pulled them down because we put up a little too raunchy of pictures.
Not raunchy, hot. Not raunchy. It wasn't raunchy. It was hot.
It was hot, but someone reported it as raunchy.
Because they showed her hiney.
But there was a thong.
Mm-hmm.
It just had like a little
female parts.
Just a little strip of thong up the back. But so check out Suicide Fantasy Girls. We'll get them back up because we know you guys enjoyed them. And check out our Blog Talk radio show tonight, 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Fantasy Football Overload. Good job with your face, Jim. It's hurting.